Yeah, how are you?
Not too bad. Just to follow up on that, Cris Cyborg is obviously a name that has been talked about. She's a giant star in the MMA world, maybe the biggest alongside Amanda Nunes. You're, of course, one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest, in boxing. Scott Coker mentioned to me recently that the only way that Bellator could get that deal done is if you crossed over to her world after she went to yours. Is that something you're interested in? I would imagine not.
Yeah, gosh, I can't imagine myself fighting in a cage. I can fight on my feet, all right, but if you get me on the ground, I would be clueless. So, if I was crossing over, I'd have to do a lot of other training, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever else they do. Um, but yeah, if the fight was to happen, it would only be in the boxing ring for myself. But yeah, I'm not too sure whether the fight is going to happen. But that's a fight. That's a name that has been thrown around over these last few months, and I am very happy to step into the ring with her if she's open to that.
How much of her and women's MMA do you know?
I obviously just know that the big names, I guess, like you mentioned, Amanda Nunes and Cris Cyborg, and obviously Holly Holm as well. Holly Holm, as you mentioned, as a potential opponent as well over these last few months. So I guess I just know the bigger names. I wouldn't be watching MMA typically from. I wouldn't be the biggest fan, or I wouldn't know too much about it really. But I just know the big names. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure what's next for me, but I'd be very, very open to fighting Cris Cyborg, if that's a fight that people want to see, absolutely. But yeah, I assume if that fight does happen, she would have to come down and maybe as some sort of a catch weight. I unfortunately I can't get up to 170, so she would have to obviously come down but yeah, I'm very, very open to that. I want to be involved in the big fights, and if that's a fight that people want to see, well, that's great. Yeah.